use it as a way to kind of bust my balls, like make fun of me because of what I wear. And then they learned that I knew how to fight. And that name started having a different meaning.
Yeah.
So I wear these dog tags almost every day to remind myself. Names aren't there to... Names are only what you give them.
Shawty wanna see how I live. First I gotta see what a vibe like. You know that it come for good the whole night. Pain on a young nigga's mind. Meditate all of the time.
The duality, right? I'll kind of... This is not what I was thinking, but I'll touch on it. Anyways, it's how we are all one, right? I can ask you right now, are we in the universe right now?
Yeah.
Right? So, I've been kind of thinking about this comparison, and I haven't, fully believed in it, and I've been just kind of, thinking about it, you know? And it's just kind of we're in a universe right now, right? And so, everything within that universe is one, right? Because we're all in that one universe. Mm-hmm. And so, okay, we're in this galaxy. We're in the solar system. We're in the cosmos, right? And you can even think about this as our bodies, right? Our bodies, they're cells, right? Or whatever the fuck. You go to the smallest level of matter, right, possible.
Atoms.
Atoms, right? There might even be a level beyond that that I don't even know about.
We do not know.
Yeah, we do not know, right? But wouldn't you say everything working in harmony is you, right? Isn't everything within your body one, right? Mm-hmm. It's creating you as one, right? And we are just cells within this body. And we're all one within it. And even that is just one perspective of the oneness of this world, right? Okay, I remember what I was going to say. Okay. All right, so when
I got something.
Okay,
you dropped something in my mind.
Go.
All right. Okay, so hold that thought.
Yeah.
All right. What you were saying before about the unknown. Oh, dude, that's so good. Leaning into the unknown is the path. That is that's too good. All right, so essentially back to going to the intangible chain of passion. That will pull you straight into the unknown.
Yeah.
But because you can see the chain. You can't touch it, you can feel it, but you know it's there. You can trust in the chain.
Yeah.
The unknown is black because you can't see past the chain.
Yeah.
But if you are pulled by that chain in whatever direction it leads you, it opens up your perception so much.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because there's the evergreen quote, no growth happens outside or in your comfort zone. The chain is designed to rip you from your comfort zone, from your dark perceptions, from your false ideas, into truth, into purpose, into passion, into purity, into power of the self.
Yeah.
And that is why it's so important to pursue that and find out what you truly in your heart love, because from that you will derive the universe.
Yeah.
Of possibility.
You are the universe in yourself. You know what I mean? You are literally a creation of the universe, right? Because you're in the universe, so wouldn't you be a creation or you're a part of the universe, but you're also the universe at the same time, right? And so, kind of what I was going, this is kind of touching on multiple areas, the duality, right? You touched on this a little bit. The false self we create, the false desires, right? How would we know our authenticity if we've never experienced
falsehood?
The falsehood, right? And so, we are living a story. Each and every single one of us are. Mm-hmm. The story of Cal, the story of Cole. Now, although there may be a lot of truths within that story, within this present moment, here and now, which is also a limiting concept in itself, that story is just a collection of thoughts within this moment in time. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it's true, right? Mm-hmm. And people might be like, "Oh, Cal, why are you saying that? You know, you fucking dickhead. I'm a boxer. I'm a fucking, my name's Cal Boris. That's who I am." That name was given to you, right? My name could change if I wanted to, right? Right? All these labels that I put on myself can change over time, right? Because they're all beliefs, right? But once you understand and recognize that it's okay to have these beliefs, it's okay to be like, okay, I'm an FBI agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Cal Borst, right? And you're like, okay, yeah, that's cool, but recognize it's a story, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a story. But you kind of like put that to the side, and then you recognize the unknown mystery about yourself. You recognize that you are life itself, right? And that you are indescribable. You have this higher intelligence in yourself alone that is literally magical, right? Like, how the fuck, like, obviously we figured out, like, how the fuck the body works, right? A lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, where did it come from, right? Like, okay, you could be like, oh, your parents, fucking one nutted in your mom's pussy. You know what I mean? Like, no, like, okay, but where did that come from? Where did their intelligence come from? You get the chain, and I forget what fucking, one philosopher was talking about, like, the chain effect. And he's like, it all leads back to and that's what proves God exists. Or, like, the higher force exists, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, where did this higher force come from? Like, how is everything working in a perfect balance? And then, once you let those beliefs go, the story, the collection of thoughts, you leave the falsehood, and then that unknown mystery about yourself, that intuitive force, starts to come through you. And that is when the magic starts to happen, right? It's when you step into the unknown, you become uncomfortable. Sure, even myself, I'm not saying I step into the unknown 24/7, but every single day I connect with that source.
Yes.
Whatever that source is, fuck if I know, but I know it's there, right?
And empty from your worldly desires and enter the void that is the unknown.
Yeah. It's, and this may...
And from then you can become awakened.
Yeah, it's like an empty nothingness, right? And a lot of people would be like, okay, that force is nothing? You're damn right it's nothing, right? It's not physical. It goes beyond this reality. It's not a belief. It's, it's speaking to your intuition. Your mind would not get this. It's not logical. It's not rational. It makes no sense. No sense at all, right? But the mind loves to have a story, right? It loves to rationalize, critically think, and analyze.
Apply logic.
Yeah, apply logic. And it's a great tool when used correctly, right? But when you use it in a sense of, like, who you are, right? And you start to identify with those thoughts, like, oh, okay, my name is Cal. Like, you constantly, that's what you truly think and you truly believe. And that belief appears as a fact, right?
Yes, okay. Let me cut you off right there, because I have something to add to that.
Okay, yeah.
So, essentially, I wear these dog tags almost every day. These dog tags say Wolverine on them. And I will tell you why. Wolverine is my favorite, Marvel character, obviously.
Yeah.
But also, when I was in high school, I'd wear this fucking Wolverine hoodie all the time. Because I didn't really give a shit about how I dressed. I wore sweatpants, a Wolverine hoodie, and shorts, or a t-shirt all day. And people would judge me for it. So they started calling me Wolverine, just to use it as a way to kind of bust my balls, make fun of me because of what I wear. And then they learned that I knew how to fight. And that name started having a different meaning.
Yeah.
So I wear these dog tags almost every day to remind myself. Names aren't there to... Names are only what you give them. Names have...
Value you placed on them.
Yeah, exactly. I took what they once used to belittle me to empower me. 100%. From the kid that they used to bully, I became the man who will make sure they keep their mouths quiet. It's like you use the name of a character to belittle a man, or to belittle me.
Yeah,
but you forgot about the animal. That what that animal represents. Ferocity. Aggression. Power. Singular focus.
Yeah. 100%.
A Wolverine isn't afraid. And neither should I.
Yeah. 100%.
That's why, but once again, that's what other people, that is a story of how other people prescribed, they tried to chain me, but they couldn't hold back the animal.
Yep.
And I became the little guy that's not afraid to fight the bear.
Yeah.
That's who I became.
Yeah.
And I felt that in here.
Yeah.
But I use this to give these chains meaning.
Yeah, and that's like, it's something you resonate with, right?
Yeah.
It's like something you value very highly, and you recognize that can change. And
Yes,
you
absolutely.
see that it can change, right? That Wolverine, and one of the great philosophers, Socrates, right? People a lot of times thought he was being ironic, right? Because his method of reasoning was to question everything, right? And he would question people, and people thought he knew the answer, and he was just guiding others to the answer, which at times he did, but
That wasn't his goal.
no, his goal was to find the truth, right? And a lot of times, people thought he was what cared about the words people use, right? And he would trip people up with the words they use, right? And conceptually, he would win. This is what people thought he would do. Would win debates by tripping people up conceptually, right? And saying like, okay, I'll use the example like, how can I live with myself, right? I and self, right? How can I live with that doesn't make any sense. Like you can't live with yourself. That's two. But that's conceptual. It's not pointing towards what is actually there. You know what I mean? Like what you were saying, right? Like what is the true meaning behind the dog chains? And so Socrates, there's evidence to back this. I wrote a little essay on it. Socrates was not doing that. He was not a sophist. He did not care. He didn't care if he was wrong, right? He cared about the truth, and that was valid because he would let others be right? And if he was wrong, as long as they were moving towards the truth, that's what really mattered to him, right? And developing that understanding of the truth, or like just what's beyond words, what these words are used as signposts to see the truth, right? That is what really matters.
I got the sage burning up in the crib. Shawty wanna see how I live. First I gotta see what a vibe like. You know that it come for good the whole night. Pain on a young